Okay, returning.
Yeah.
I don't want to step on your dress.
Oh my gosh. I want to hug you, but I don't want to get makeup on you yet. It's too soon.
Can we kiss?
No.
We can't do that.
Not until we're married.
That's illegal.
That's illegal.
I love you.
I love you. Okay, we got this.
I know.
Nothing.
Are you okay?
Deep breaths. I'm good.
Good.
I'm really good.
Good.
Deep breaths. Just you, me, and the Lord. Okay, I believe you.
I love you. I'm gonna turn around.
Yes.
Can I feel the dress?
No.
Is there?
That's up to you. Would you rather not hug?
I'd rather not hug.
Okay.
Unless you want to hug over my shoulders. No. That's good. Bless you. May the Lord bless you and keep you all the days of your life.
I love you.
I love you so much.
See you in just a minute.
Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Locklin, I am so sure about this, and I never thought I'd be this sure on a wedding day. And I'm so encouraged by how God has made it so clear that this is what He has for us. You are the best person I know, which even feels like an understatement. You are solid. I trust you to build a family around. I trust you to lead us. I admire you. I enjoy you. You are my best friend, and life feels so much more fun because we're gonna spend it together. I feel so much more excited about every other year of my life because you'll be in it. And I'm so ready to marry you.
Never knew what love was until I held you.
It was our junior year of college, and like I knew I wanted to study abroad, and just signed up through the A&M whatever experiential learning office and let them like pick whatever program, and went, and I didn't know anybody, but I knew I just wanted to go. And he literally did the same thing, not really a plan, just kind of let him pick. And so it was that program that landed us at the American University of Rome. So I was studying food and agricultural policy. I have no idea what Locklin was studying. He studied when we were there. I did not study while we were there. I did not study abroad. I was just abroad. I was abroad. That's right. We have all these like old Facebook messages because that's how we would communicate, you know, in 2014 with no cell service. All it is I'm messaging Locklin and I'm like, hey, we're going to dinner tonight, or like, we're going to this bar tonight. Are y'all coming? And he's like, I gotta study. It's like, that's so lame.
Every day before you, I was holding out. If you want the stars, I can pull them down. Baby, in my arms, you'll be safe and sound.
She came home, she had the best time, and she said, there's this one boy, and he was so cute, and I mean, she was smitten.
Locklin got back from Italy and he talked about all these friends that he made, and when he said her name, Emmory, we thought, all right, there's something special there.
She texted us all about her fun in Italy and her friends. And there was this cute little Georgia boy, and everything about him made her smile. And so every story, it would be the friends, it would be the sights and the beautiful, and it would be Locklin. And it was just so cute to see the way that she always lit up talking about him.
But she said, you know, I don't know, I don't think anything will come of it. But she said, I put it out there on the table. Then he said, I don't think that's ever going to work. He said, I'm never going to leave Georgia, and you're never going to leave Texas.
Every day before you, I was holding.
So years go by, but every once in a while she would say, oh, I talked to my friend Locklin. You know, he FaceTimed or whatever.
There was always a deep connection between them, a deep friendship.
We would hear stories about him all the time. Every week, every flashback memory, it was always about Locklin.
They first came down to Lake Oconee for a study abroad reunion.
They go on this trip to the lake, and it was going to be only Emmory and Locklin and one other girl who lived close. And in the back of my mind, I thought, Emmory just wants to go see this boy, you know, that just keeps lurking in the background all this time.
And then a couple weeks later, Locklin stretched out on my bed while I was trying to get ready to go back to school. So he said, well, what do you think about Emmory? And I said, I like Emmory a lot. And he goes, well, I think we're talking about talking. And I said, okay. And so he told me then that he was interested in dating her. And I think after however many, I think it was 7 years of friendship, and a deep friendship at that, and then him telling me that day that they were gonna talk about talking, I think that's when I knew it was serious.
They had just come back from this lake house and something very important happened, and I needed to call Emmy. You could tell that she was just like really excited, but trying not to be a crazy person. And so she was just, you know, trying to be super casual, and then talking about how they stayed up all night long, talking about what it would look like if, you know, if they started dating.
When he asked me to come outside and talk with him, I knew it was serious because Locklin, that's not Locklin. And I said, can we just talk right here? No, we've got to come outside and sit down. So I thought, okay, you know. So when I got out there, he said, Emmory and I want to try this thing. And I said, what does that mean? He said, we're thinking that we just want to see if it could work. His words were, if it doesn't work, I know she'll make me a better person in the end. And I thought, he's already known all this time that she was the one.
They set up a time for him to come to Houston and visit her. When he came to visit Houston, Emmory said, we don't want any pressure for our families, from the families. So when he comes to visit, it's just going to be the two of us, because they had never been on a date. They had only laid eyes on each other 3 times in 7 years. When he left and she came over and she said, I am terribly in love. And so, I mean, I could just see it on her face. Like, that was it. One time, one visit, and that was it. My daughter is so quirky and so unique, and so fun. Some people, it's too much. And I always told her that I want someone who loves that about you. I don't ever want anyone to try and tamp that down and change that. I want someone who loves that. And I could see it that weekend, first weekend we spent with him. She would do something that was so funny or ridiculous or whatever, and he would just smile, and he just thought it was cute and endearing, and I was like, this is what I want. I want someone to adore all the parts of her, you know, and everything about who she is, and he does.
He invited her to spend a weekend with us, and we have an old apple cider mill where we feed the apples into the cider, and we crush them up, and then we press the juice out. And it's kind of a family tradition. And we had a big galvanized tub where we had the apples in water. We got to laughing and joking about we all got bobbed for apples. It was hard to get a big old apple between your teeth. And I was just watching things as they developed. And all of a sudden, Emmory she goes completely under the water, her whole head, all the way to the bottom to grab this apple between her teeth, and she came up with the apple. I don't know, for some reason that one moment just stuck in my mind, because there are so many people that seem to live their lives with kind of a false facade. And I thought, that young lady in the midst of meeting Locklin's family could be so relaxed as to do that. There's something special about her.
I knew you were different from the first time we met you. You've got a rare authenticity about you, a contagious sense of humor, and we've said it already, but you felt like part of the family the first time we met you. I'm so proud and honored that after tomorrow we'll share the same last name. I told y'all I wouldn't break down, but I'm struggling. So as we've grown up, sacrifice has become a large part of what makes you who you are. I remember you driving home from college every time you got a chance to see me wrestle or watch Caroline play volleyball. I've seen you time and time again drop everything you were doing to be at a friend's side, and I just want to say that selflessness and sacrifice are the epitome of Locklin.
Nathaniel talked about the sacrifices you make, and the one thing that I have to say is I trust Locklin with just about everything, whether I should or shouldn't. And as you really get to see his friendships grow, you can see how much his friends trust him, and that's a really big thing for a big brother to contribute to his little siblings, I think. And having a good role model and someone that you can trust is a big deal.
So as most of you probably know, I've got 3 daughters, and I always knew that there would come a day when some boy would come and ask us for her hand in marriage. And that's my biggest prayer, that a godly man show up at our door that loves my daughter more than he loves himself and will take good care of her. But there's a double-edged sword to that. To him, that's going to be a beautiful girl, fully independent, on her own, out there in the world. But to me, that's my baby. But the fact of the matter is, my heart was just overjoyed. It really was. I was overjoyed for my daughter Emmory because I knew she was just going to bust a seam when she got proposed to. She loves Locklin so much. And I was overjoyed for Locklin because I know he showed us so many ways over the prior year how much he loves Emmory.
I've always said about Locklin that Locklin felt like an arrival. As soon as we decided, are we gonna try to date, and he came to Houston for the first time, it was truly like I had arrived at the rest of my whole life. There was one day on his first trip to Houston, and this was like our first date. Our first date was a week in Houston. It was maybe 3 or 4 days into that week. We were just in the kitchen drinking coffee, and I was like sitting on the counter, he was sitting on the floor. And we were just talking about like family and what we think about family and, you know, what kids mean to us and like just all these things. And I remember we both felt in that instance that it was like, I think we're gonna be doing this for a very long time. It was literally like us in the kitchen drinking coffee. I saw my whole future laid out in front of me. I was with the dad of my kids. I was with the person I was gonna make decisions with. It was just like so clear. on the weekends when we weren't in class, they would take us to different spots around Italy.
One weekend we went up north to Florence and Tuscany, and we ended up at this vineyard. I think it was Castello Verrazzano. Had a big group with us, and we did the whole vineyard tour, and we came back to the little casita and did a tasting of all the wines there.
And so I bought a really nice bottle of one particular vineyard's reserve that I knew would last a long time. So I was just 20. I didn't think I'd be getting married anytime soon, but I was going to save it for my wedding.
I can't remember if it was before engagement or after, but it was somewhere around there. She got so excited she couldn't hold it in any longer, and she said, "I got something to tell you." When we were in Verrazzano, you know, I didn't know that it was you. I didn't know who it would be, but I went ahead and purchased a bottle of wine for my wedding day, and saved it for 7 or 8 years, however long it had been. It had been in the cabinet just with Emmory's wedding wine, a little sticky note labeled on it.
Like the whole idea that I had bought that wine while Locklin and I were at a table together at this vineyard, you know, where I'd kind of privately bought this wedding wine was so cool to me, and so just like a sweet nod from the Lord. And I couldn't wait to tell him. I thought about surprising him at the wedding, but I couldn't hold it in. And so I told him I bought a bottle and I've been saving it for 7 years for our wedding. And he looked at me and he's like,
"You aren't gonna believe it. I did the exact same thing." And so for those 7 years, you know, I'd kept my own wedding wine purchased at that vineyard. You know, we hadn't talked about it, we hadn't discussed it, we didn't know what the other one was doing, but we both happened to have these 2 bottles of wine from this vineyard saved, unopened, and they just kind of sat there collecting dust for all these years.
now we have 2 bottles from the same day from that trip in Italy where we met each other that we saved for the same day. We didn't even realize it.
And today we're able to pull them back out and put them side by side and share that little snippet of a story with our friends and loved ones. And I don't know, it's just kind of another little indicator of God was watching us and He was providing for us, and it's kind of a, hey, go through with this is the right direction.
No.
What? Oh no! You're talking about your makeup after. Oh, we're so weak.
He said, just like the wine, I bought this in Venice for my future wife.
Oh!
I'm so thankful that person is you.
That's pretty. Gorgeous.
That is so cool.
Days of a brand new start came in perfect time and measure. Grace and a golden heart, how we've thrown our arms around you. I've been waiting my whole life. I've been waiting my whole life for that.
I can't wait to see the way that the Georgia people and the Texans are just mixing, and it's just so clear to me how celebrated both of them are.
They've got so many family and friends that just really, really love them, and that's a product of the love that they've poured into the people around them.
It's gonna be really emotional at the wedding, and then it's going to be so fun after the wedding. So I'm excited for the celebration afterwards.
Whom therefore God has joined together, no man can separate. Locklin, you may kiss your bride.